The Nothing Phone 1 is quirky, unusual, and eye-catching, all in a good way. From the LED lights to the simple software, there's a lot to like. As it was teased relentlessly for months ahead of launch, many felt jaded and even had some negative preconceived ideas about it, and no amount of bright, flashing lights could change that. Pushing all this aside, what's the Nothing Phone 1 actually like? It's good, but not because of the LED light show on the back. In today's video, we will be sharing some of the amazing features of Nothing Phone 1. And should you buy it in 2023 or not? So stay tuned till end of the video and don't miss any of these. But before continuing further, kindly hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never missed any update from us. Let's continue with our video. Number 1. Design. The Nothing Phone 1 looks nothing like any other phone available at the moment. Sure, glass on the front and back sandwiches a metal chassis, but the rear of the phone is transparent. Because of this, it shows the internal components and is lit up by Nothing's fancy Glyph LED lights. Ignore the naysayers. It's fun, special, and downright cool. The phone comes in black or white color schemes, is 8.3 millimeters thick, and weighs 193 grams. It's sensible to use with one hand, it's not too bulky or thick, and it slips into most pockets and bags without a fuss. The flat-sided metal body looks very slick, but it's not that comfortable to hold for extended periods. Much like the iPhone 12 and iPhone 13, it's so clearly imitating. There is a hint of a chamfered edge, but it's not enough to make the phone as comfortable to hold as the Xiaomi 12 Lite, which shares a similar design. The phone's 193-gram weight is just right though, making it pocketable and never fatiguing to hold. The transparent back of the Nothing Phone 1 looks ace. All the phone's guts are actually covered up, leaving the wireless charging coil as the only naked component on show. That may disappoint some folks at first, but in reality, it's a good thing. Components are usually ugly, and aesthetics aren't taken into account when laying out the inside of a phone. Covering them up with different shaped panels under the glass gives the Nothing Phone 1 a cool sci-fi look. Nothing has designed a phone that doesn't look like any other and has a unique element that genuinely catches the eye when it's activated. Considering this is the debut phone from a modestly sized startup, it feels incredibly substantial and well-made. There are some who question why the Phone 1's looks have caused a furor and dismiss it all as hype, but this is cynical and myopic. Number 2. Camera. On the back of the Nothing Phone 1 is a 50-megapixel Sony IMX766 main camera with optical image stabilization (OIS), electronic image stabilization (EIS), and an f1.88 aperture. There's also a 50-megapixels Samsung GN1 wide-angle camera with EIS and an f/2.2 aperture. That's right, just 2 cameras, not 3, 4, or 5. That must mean it's terribly basic, right? How will it survive without a depth camera, a macro camera, or a monochrome sensor? It survives just fine and is, in fact, all the better for shedding the unnecessary additional cameras. The Nothing Phone 1 can take lovely photos. It leans toward a natural color palette and further away from the saturation seen in many mid-range cameras, which are designed to attract those who want to post instantly to social media. The Phone 1's camera is more nuanced and slightly more subtle in its approach. It still amps up the blue sky but crucially leaves green mostly untouched, resulting in more realistic scenes. It's more iPhone than Galaxy, in other words. I've enjoyed taking photos with the Nothing Phone 1 a great deal, being particularly pleased with the natural bokeh and some lovely use of HDR. However, it is far from perfect. Indoor shots often contain quite a lot of noise when light is problematic. The reflective glass back and lighting system may introduce lens flare more than on other phones. And night mode is very glitchy, having failed to work several times and repeatedly failed to focus. The wide-angle camera is more muted, and its photos sometimes lack the vibrancy of the main camera. Number 3. Interface. The Glyph interface is the name given to the lights, haptics, and sound effects that make the Nothing Phone 1 unique. They activate mostly when the phone rings or a notification comes in and consist of 10 different sets of special ringtones and notification alerts, all of which flash the lights in different patterns, vibrate the phone in different ways, and make different sounds when something happens. Otherwise, the LEDs come to life to show charging status and when Google Assistant is listening, and they can be used as an alternative to the flash in the camera app. Nothing has got the combination of lights, haptics, and sound just right. They're distinctive and unique, and the way the phone illuminates and vibrates means there's no mistaking it for any other phone. They do give the Phone 1 a personality, albeit a quite mechanical one, oddly reminding me of Pixar's famous desk lamp the company used at the beginning of its films. The life lights are very bright, and even at 75% brightness, some of the sharper notification alerts look like a flash of lightning in a dark room. It's a good thing you can set a Do Not Disturb schedule. Number 4. Software. Before I started using the Nothing Phone 1, the hype around Nothing OS, the name given to Nothing's software, had made me expect something different, new, and possibly even controversial. It's not really any of those things, but don't take this as a negative. Nothing OS is great, simple to learn, freed from bloat and annoying interruptions, and wonderfully fast and smooth. The software doesn't pester you to change this setting, try that feature, or use a different app, mostly because there aren't any superfluous apps or features. It's a wise move on Nothing's part, and brings the Phone 1's experience closer to that of the Pixel 6 than the OnePlus Nord 2T, for example. I just hope it lasts. The design is clean and quite similar to Android on the Pixel, apart from a few little additions made by Nothing. For example, there are 4 different Nothing clock widgets and a pair of large multifunction connectivity panels under quick settings. If you were worried Nothing was going to cover Nothing OS in its Pixel-themed font, then don't be. It's all rather normal. Number 5. Performance and screen. The Nothing Phone 1 uses a Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G Plus processor, and my review model has 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage space. The phone has no issue with general tasks, whether it's keeping up with the GPS when using it for navigation in a car, using social media apps, or using the camera. The combination of Nothing OS, the chip, and the 120Hz screen means the Phone 1 always feels smooth and responsive. It's when you play games that the processor starts to struggle, and it generates some heat when it does. Play Asphalt 9, Legends, or Diablo Immortal, and there's a noticeable buildup of heat on the back of the phone. It doesn't get too hot to hold, but you definitely get the impression the phone is working hard. Heat was also an issue on the Xiaomi 12 Lite, which also uses a Snapdragon 778 processor. Number 6. Battery and charging. The Nothing Phone 1 does not come with a charger, but a USB cable is included in the box. This leaves you at the mercy of the chargers you already own. I used a USB Type-C charger that claims to fast charge to Qualcomm Quick Charge 3 standards, and the phone showed charging rapidly on the screen. In 10 minutes, the battery went from 2% to 20%. After 30 minutes, it was at 55% and was fully charged in a little over an hour. We hope that you have enjoyed our video. Kindly give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss any update from us. Thanks for watching the video.